Hello and welcome to Behind the Wire. I had a plan this morning to get some things done a certain way at a certain time in a certain place in a certain dimension. Did it work out that way that I had planned? No. Why? Because I have cattle. So to start off, nothing bad really happened. Actually, this is working out pretty good. It's pretty handy, really. It's great, really. This works out good. So tomorrow, there are a lot of groups moving around on the ranch. We've got to ultrasound some heifers. We've got to sort some fall calves off of some yearling heifers. We've got to put some groups together. We've got to split some groups up. We've got to move some spring pairs. We've got to pull some bulls of my grandpa's. There's other stuff I'm missing. I'll just kind of go on the fly. But because all these groups are moving around, I had to move a bunch of mineral around, put a bunch of mineral out in different pastures, and just kind of shimmy some stuff around. Pulling our bulls in 2 days, but if there's two that are actually in the panels right now, I think I'm gonna have to lock them up and take advantage of this event. Gonna break everything while I go get a trailer. Now you might be thinking to yourself, wow, that was very not exciting, Garrett. Why didn't you just leave the bulls and get them in 2 days horseback? Well, one reason is I don't know if I'm gonna have any help or not, which I don't know that I would need any help. But these are 3-year-old bulls, and they're a little bit tougher to pull off cows with one horse than like a yearling bull. Yearling bulls are usually pretty easy to get by yourself, which these could have been pretty easy too, but this is pretty easy right here. Those two bulls have been breeding bulls for me 3 years. So it is their final year, and their time breeding on the plus slash cows has come to an end. But if I leave one bull out there with the cows for 2 days, that's plenty good. And as you can see, he's not too busy this morning. So hopefully everything that's going to breed up is bred up. Grasshopper. Now, if you saw the turning the bull battery out with the cows video, you may have noticed that there were 4 bulls when I started. And I never documented this, but one of the bulls did go lame, and actually took the trailer out there over by the windmill, and he pretty much just loaded himself up, no problem. He was kind of ready to go. And it was in his hoof, so I ran him in the chute and noticed at the tip of one of his toes there was a hole, a hollowed out hard hole going through his toe. So I trimmed at it until I got to what I thought was the end of the hole, sprayed peroxide up in there, and it wasn't near as tender anymore, and turned him out, not with the cows, I just turned him out with some other bulls that have been pulled, because he's done for the year. He actually got out a couple weeks later, but when I was running him back to where he was supposed to go, I noticed that bull is not lame anymore. So it had been a couple weeks, so I thought, well, this is my best numbered bull, I'll turn him back out with the cows. So I did that, and that was a mistake, because the other 3 bulls had already kind of set the grounds, and they pretty much had kicked him out of the herd for the year. So I loaded him back up, took him back to the house. You guys may have noticed that I trailer a lot of stuff up to the house, to the headquarters, and you might be wondering why not just drive these bulls up to the house? And the reason, I usually would other years, but this year I am totally surrounded with other cows. I mean, you can push some cows over and then drive something through, which is possible, but that's a lot more work. And with bulls, that's tougher to do. Once I get them pulled off my cows, I don't want to have to drive them all the way through like 1.5 miles of other cows. So that's why I have the panels set up there. I actually need to get going because I don't want those bulls fighting and tearing down my panels, which bulls are good at doing. We're getting close to our bulls to find out if they tore down the panels, if they broke down the fence next to them, if they, I don't know. You never know what they can do. But we're almost there, and gonna get them loaded up in here. We'll just have one bull to cover for 2 more days and then get pulled. I know you guys have seen me put out mineral quite a few times, and it may seem pretty repetitive, and that would be because it definitely is repetitive. But you just can't let these cattle run out of mineral. I think we're good. I think they're in there. That third bull's still laying over there, so he doesn't have many plans this morning, I guess. I hate to even try to explain what just happened. I just wish it would have recorded, but it didn't. These bulls are fighting boogers this morning. And if one would get on One would get on the trailer. One would get on the trailer, and turn around, shove the other one right off. Hey, buddy. All yours. So when bulls start to kind of act like that, you start feeling okay with getting them gone and out of here. So they can go fight as much as they want, clear out there by themselves with the other bulls in their own home, not around me. Now these bulls typically are not fighters. They're not the fighting kind. They're peaceful. But kind of the last couple weeks really, they've been a little bit more edgy, because that should mean that they have everything pretty much covered in there as far as cows go. So probably getting a little bit bored with it. So with that, I'm just gonna drop them off with the other bulls. We're just about there. We didn't have that far to go. We just gotta drive like 2 miles or so up by the house in the calving pen with the other bulls and call that good, and then get back to what I had planned on doing this morning. There you go. How'd he not knock that over? So, what I had planned to do this morning that I am set out to do right now is move the red cows. The red cows need moved because they still have one bull in there. Well, tomorrow when we move a bunch of cattle around, we're gonna have open heifers right over there. Well, we can't have a bull in here if we have open heifers over there. We can't sell them as open heifers if a bull gets out with them. So these red cows need to come in here. As you can see, some of them already have. So the plan is to move this fence on the other side of the tank so they can still drink from this tank and get them to cross the wire. And I'm thinking I might be able to just call them across. They only need to be in here for a couple days, and then I can put them back where they are right now once the bull's pulled. So let's get to it. chicken at full strength. Although I made a short right there. And I also parked on the wrong side of the wire to get out, but it's okay. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. He's pretty easy to manage. Hello, Garrett from 2 days ago. This is Garrett from 2 days in the future from what you're doing right now, but for the viewer, it is the same exact time frame for them, for you. Am I talking to Garrett or am I talking to behind the wirers? I don't know. But anyways, I loaded your last bull because today is 60 days checked off the breeding calendar. So, Bubba, or whatever you want to call him, is loaded up. That boy is like a show calf. That boy is easy to maneuver around. He is just standing there by the water tank with a bunch of cows and just was able to walk through the cows, sort him off, and bring him straight to the panels. So I'm gonna pour him and kick him out with the rest. And then all the bulls are pulled. Congratulations, breeding season of 2022, whatever year it is in the books. Well, that does it for me, guys. Everything's taken care of over here with these cows. Would you believe it? I've got more mineral to put out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll be working cows soon. So make sure that you're here. Come along for that. Come see it happen. But until next time, make sure you're keeping it real. Staying positive. Having fun. Being safe. Getting work done. Remember that Jesus loves you, and thanks for joining me. And thanks for joining me behind the wire.